Persephone by Flora J. Cook. Demeter had the care of all the plants, fruits, and grains in the world. She taught the people how to plow the fields and plant the seeds. She helped them gather in their harvest. They loved the kind Earth Mother and gladly obeyed her. They also loved her daughter, the beautiful Persephone. Persephone wandered all day in the meadows among the flowers. Wherever she went, the birds singing merrily flocked after her. The people said, "Where Persephone is, there is the warm sunshine. Flowers bloom when she smiles. Listen to her voice. It is like a bird's song." Demeter wished always to have her child near her, but one day Persephone went alone into a meadow near the sea, made a wreath of delicate blossoms for her hair, and gathered all the flowers that her apron could hold. Far away across the meadow she saw a white flower gleaming. Ran to it and found it was a narcissus, but far more beautiful than any she had ever seen. On a single stem were 100 blossoms. She tried to pick it, but the stem would not break. With all her strength she grasped it, and slowly the narcissus came up by the roots. It left a great opening in the earth, which grew larger and larger. Soon Persephone heard a rumbling like thunder under her feet. Then she saw 4 black horses coming toward her from the opening. Behind them was a chariot made of gold and precious stones. In it sat a dark, stern man. It was Hades. He had come up from his land of darkness and was shading his eyes with his hands. In the sunny meadow, Hades saw Persephone standing, beautiful with the flowers. He reached out and caught her in his arms and placed her in the chariot beside him. The flowers fell from her apron. "Oh, my lovely flowers!" she cried. "I have lost them all." Then she saw the stern face of Hades. Frightened, she stretched out her hands to kind Apollo, who was driving his chariot in the sky overhead. She called to her mother, Demeter, for help. No one answered her. Hades drove straight toward his dark underground home. The horses seemed to fly. As they left the light, Hades tried to comfort Persephone. He told her of the wonders of his kingdom, of all the gold and silver and precious stones which he possessed. In the dim light, as they went along, Persephone saw gems glittering on every side, but she did not care for them, and she wept bitterly. "I am very lonely in my vast kingdom," said Hades. "I am bringing you to my palace, where you shall be my queen. You shall share all my riches with me." But Persephone did not want to be a queen. She longed only for her mother and the bright sunshine and the sweet-smelling meadows. Soon they came to the palace of Hades. It seemed very dark and dismal to Persephone, and very cold too. A feast was ready for her, but she would not eat. She knew that anyone who ate in Hades' home could never again return to earth. She was very unhappy, though Hades tried in many ways to please her. Everything on the earth was unhappy too. One by one the flowers hung their heads and said, "We cannot bloom, for Persephone is gone." The trees dropped their leaves and moaned, "Persephone has gone, gone." The birds flew away calling, "We cannot sing, for Persephone has gone." Demeter was more miserable than anyone else. She had heard Persephone call her and had gone swiftly home to find her. She searched all the earth for her child. She asked everyone she met on her way these questions. "Have you seen Persephone? Where is Persephone?" The only answer she ever received was, "Gone, gone. Persephone is gone." Soon Demeter became a wrinkled old woman. No one would have known that she was the kind mother who had always smiled on the people. She sat mourning day and night, her great tears falling steadily upon the cold ground. Nothing grew upon the earth, and all became dreary and barren. It was useless for the people to plow the soil. It was useless to plant the seeds. Nothing could grow without the help of Demeter, and all the people were idle and sad. Demeter wandered into many lands, and when she found no one on earth who could tell her about Persephone, she looked up toward the sky. There she saw Apollo in his bright chariot. He was not driving as high in the sky as he was wont to do. He had been hidden by dark mists so that no one had been able to see him for many days. Demeter knew that he must know about Persephone, for he could see all things on earth and in the sky. "O great Apollo," she cried, "pity me, and tell me where my child is hidden." Then Apollo told Demeter that Hades had carried Persephone away, and that she was with him in his underground home. Demeter hastened to great Father Zeus, who could do all things. She asked him to send to Hades for her daughter. Zeus called Hermes. He bade him go as swiftly as the wind to the home of Hades. Hermes gladly obeyed, and he whispered the joyful news to all he met on his way. "I am going for Persephone. I am going for Persephone. Be ready to welcome her back." He soon arrived in the gloomy kingdom under the earth. He gave Hades a message from Zeus. He told about the barren earth and of how Demeter was mourning for her child. He said she would not let anything grow until Persephone came back. "The people will starve if she does not soon return," he said. Then Persephone wept bitterly, for that very day she had eaten a pomegranate and swallowed 6 of its seeds, and she remembered that whoever ate in Hades' home could never return to earth again. But Hades took pity upon her and said, "Go, Persephone, back to the sunshine, but the law must be obeyed, and you shall come back every year to stay with me 1 month for each seed that you have eaten. That is all I ask." Joy gave her wings, and as swiftly as Hermes himself, Persephone flew up into the sunshine. Suddenly the flowers sprang up, the birds flocked together and sang, the trees put on bright green leaves. Everything, great and small, began to say in its own language, "Be happy, for Persephone has come, Persephone has come." Demeter was so benumbed with sorrow that she did not at once heed these voices, but soon she saw the great changes all about her and was puzzled. "Can the earth be ungrateful? Does it so soon forget my sweet Persephone?" she cried. It was not long, however, before her own face grew radiant. She became once more the kind Earth Mother, for she held again her beloved child in her arms. When Demeter found that Persephone could stay with her only half the year, she brought out the choicest treasures from the storehouse. And while Persephone stayed, the world was filled with beauty and joy. When she was gone, Demeter carefully covered the rivers and lakes and spread a soft white blanket over the sleeping earth.